There is something common between you and me. We both have invested a lot of money, effort, energy, time in acquiring certain knowledge and skills. We both consider that common man cannot assess risk of hazards around him. We both consider this to be the primary reason for people being affected by disasters again and again. What if we both are wrong? Yes, nature, not nature. In fact, evolution has programmed each one of us, you and me, to assess risk of hazards around us. People living in a certain place for generations, they can assess symptoms and signs of approaching hazard. Then why do people get affected by hazards? That would be an obvious question from your end. Yes, people get affected by hazards or disaster because they are programmed by evolution to be positive. This is positivity bias, which tells us that we are going to be not affected by these hazards. We have been infused with so much of positivity that we tend to undertake certain things despite knowing the risk. We don't wear helmet, we don't wear seat belts, we don't care about warnings. We ignore warnings, we overspeed. That's because we are convinced by positivity bias that we are not going to be affected. And without positivity bias, we would still be living in caves. We would never have taken the risk of descending from the safety of trees. Then this is not the only reason for our being affected by disasters. In fact, most of us are not aware of hazards around them because the evolution has programmed us in a manner so that we forget traumatic events very easily. The memories of traumatic incidences are erased very quickly from our memory. You won't believe this, but try collect your childhood memories. I'm sure you won't be getting anything except some sweet memories. So we really don't know what has happened in our surroundings in the past. What was the sequence of events? When was the major disaster took place? We don't. Moreover, we are not good historical record keepers. We don't have a tradition of historical record keeping. So we don't have a continuous record of disasters. This is one of the reasons why the hazard and risk maps prepared so meticulously by our scientists often prove out to be inaccurate and have to be revised after a major incident. Same was done after 2001 Bhuj earthquake, when the earthquake donation map was revised in 2005. So we are not aware of previous disaster incidents, so we consider our area, our region to be safe from hazards. We consider no need of disaster safety and other kind of things. Moreover, we are overwhelmingly positive. We think that we are not going to be affected by disasters. So we are affected by disasters because of our evolutionary programming. And this is what our behavior. We can say we are getting affected by disasters because of our evolutionary programming or our behavior. And disaster safety is all about changing this behavior. Changing behavior is not easy. It's a long-term time. It requires time, effort. Behaviors do change. This is what you and I have seen in our lifetime. This is what you and I have experienced in our lifetime. These days, I don't write a letter. These days, I eat sitting across the table. I eat with spoon and fork, knife. I don't ask who has prepared the food. I am satisfied with my only girl child. I don't require a boy or a son for moksha. Nobody needs to tell me about family planning and other kind of thing. These are behavioral changes which have stayed with us as a society. But this is a result of persistent work, persistent effort put in. So, disaster safety or disaster risk reduction is all changing our evolutionary bias. Change your behavior and you are disaster safe. Thank you.